Hi guys, Hal DeMarco here, General Manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping website in the world, VegasSportsAdvisors.com, with your Sunday college basketball report. Well, as I warned you on Friday, do not fall too much in love with the underdogs in the dance, because after the doggies got off to that tremendous start in the play-in games and then in Thursday's opening round action, I warn you that everything in this gambling thing that we do that we love is cyclical, and that if you got too involved with the dogs, that eventually you would get burned, because the dogs were not going to bark at that incredible rate of success for the balance of the tournament. And the odds makers were going to overcompensate by reducing the points that you were getting with some of the better dogs, and the gambling public was going to fall victim and be preyed on by the odds makers' changes. So what did we see? We saw on Friday that the favorites came back and earned the split at 500. Then we saw yesterday the favorites go 5-3. Now listen, if you were on NC State yesterday, you don't want to hear anything I say, because that dog barked big time and loud yesterday. But again, everything in this thing that we do called gambling is cyclical. Listen, you can get my best bet today. I'm coming off a 2-0 sweep yesterday, cashing with Xavier in Arizona, and I have two more plays today, plus the best bets of all the handicappers at VegasSportsAdvisors.com today for free. Over $800 of action for free, no strings attached, simply by checking out the one-day free all-access trial pass over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com. I do it to give you an opportunity to sample the wares of all the handicappers, to get a taste with no strings attached, to hopefully convince you that we can make you money over the long haul. Nobody wins every single day. Making money over the long haul on a consistent basis is what counts. What better way to prove it? The only way you lose is if you don't take advantage of this absolutely free offer over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com. Let me get to your complimentary plays. First of all, I'm going to go with Northern Iowa minus 2.5 over Louisville. Listen, the Cardinals are not the same team since Chris Jones, their starting guard, was dismissed because of legal problems back at the end of February, going just 2-7 against the spread in that stretch. They were very fortunate to beat Cal Irvine 57-55 in their first round game on Friday. Meanwhile, you got a Northern Iowa team. I was very impressed with the way the Panthers, after a 12-day layoff, came out and hammered the Mountain West Conference champion Wyoming, because Wyoming is a team, it's a big physical team, a strong defensive team, just like Northern Iowa, but they had no problem with the Cowboys. They have now won 20 out of 21 games. The only loss in that stretch was against Wichita State when the Shockers were playing in revenge. And you see the Wichita State Shockers are playing today, still in the tournament, against Kansas as well. You've got the number 4 scoring defense in the country with Northern Iowa at 54.3 points per game yielded. You've got a team that won at Iowa, a team that is also playing today against Gonzaga, 56-44, a team that gave VCU, when the Rams were the 100% healthy early in the season, all they can handle in Richmond. I'm going to go with Northern Iowa and lay the 2.5 points. Listen, Rick Pitino's been telling us for months that this is not a vintage edition of his Cardinals. I say we go ahead and believe him today. Also, I'm going to go with Gonzaga minus the 6.5 points against Iowa in virtually a home game, as the game is being played in the West Regional in Seattle, about a 4-hour drive from Gonzaga's home base in Spokane. Now, listen, I know firsthand, having lost the best bet with Gonzaga the other day, that the Zags did not play well in their opening win against North Dakota State, as they allowed the Bison to hang around for an 86-76 win. At the same time, I am not impressed at all with what Iowa did against Davidson. I own Davidson this year. If you followed me, you know how much money I made involving the Davidson Wildcats this season. But the Davidson you saw playing in the Atlantic 10 tournament and in its opening round game against Iowa was not the Davidson that was playing with such confidence just weeks earlier. So seeing Iowa destroy undersized Davidson 83-52 was of no big surprise. Davidson and Gonzaga, you're talking about a world of difference here, guys. And you're talking about an inconsistent Iowa team. Remember, again, this is an Iowa team that lost at home to Northern Iowa 56-44. This is an Iowa team that lost at Northwestern by 5, lost at home to Minnesota by 5, got hammered at Wisconsin by 32 points. Gonzaga has the talent. Gonzaga has a bugaboo here. The monkey that's on their back is the fact that they have had 5 consecutive exits in the round of 32. In fact, they have only reached the second weekend of the tournament twice in their past 14 tournament outings. I say they get that monkey off their back today, and I say Gonzaga gets the job done. I say lay the 6.5 points. I know Iowa has size, and I know Iowa has depth, and I know Iowa can score with anybody, but I also know that Iowa is just a horribly inconsistent team. And I think with Gonzaga, you also had to factor in they were kind of sluggish in their opener against North Dakota State because, listen, they have been idle since beating BYU in revenge in the West Coast Conference Championship game, and Again, I think the word sluggish best described their performance on Friday. I think today the price has been adjusted downward, and we have to take advantage of it and lay the 6.5 with Gonzaga in this one. Good luck, everybody. Remember, I'll be here again tomorrow on Roku and over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com with your daily basketball video report.